We have to talk about Newcastle and Brighton.
Vamos!
You got me on that one. You got me on that one. I will let you have it.
Oh,
But I said it on the chat,
yeah.
and I'm not ready yet to call for. I'm not going to pick up the phone and talk to Sheik about this yet. But uh, uh, Eddie Howe has to question himself.
Yeah,
He has
he
to
does.
question himself because
Mhm.
you have to be honest with yourself. I know that sometimes it's how you look at things. Like I can get this. I can get this. Oh, I can get this team over this hump. Or there are other
Mhm.
coaches that will recognize and say, "Listen, I don't at this point. I don't know how I can move forward." And I know it's 4 games, and people are going to say that the first thing they're going to say, "He saved us from relegation." Only 4 games in,
Yeah, I know.
but if you're trying to be a big club, you can't live on the past. If you're trying to do new
Mhm.
things, better things, compete for the I don't even know. I mean, looking at these matches and at the performances, I don't know how you compete for the Champions League. Being in that group.
Well,
Uh,
oh,
and
they might not get out. They're not going to get out of the group.
well, I
No
mean,
way.
I said
Not
that
the way they're playing now.
it could happen that they even finish first if they put it into their head.
It could
But
either thing is possible. Yeah.
but playing like this is not gonna get it done. It's not gonna get
No.
it done.
No.
And you got to give
Something
us
is not working. Yeah, it's not working right now.
something and with I mean, just man, I'm gonna look at my stats because. But Brighton, on the other hand, tremendous job. I mean,
Oh, so good.
they're going to. It's going to be tough playing European football for them as well to see
Mhm.
what they do, because obviously they're not going to win the Champions League, less likely to win the Premier League. So what is the goal? Finish top 4 again. That's a good goal. Do well in
For
that.
Newcastle, yeah.
No, for I was talking for Brighton. No Champions League for Brighton, but for I was
Finishing in the
meaning
top 4 for Brighton would be
will
like
be
winning the
another.
title.
Right. So that could be a goal for Brighton, and do well, of course, on
Yeah.
the UEFA,
Europa
the Europa League,
Europa League.
and so those could be good things. We'll see how Ansu Fati does. I mean, he's a good player. We'll see how he adapts to the team. But Brighton are doing things well, and in this match in particular, I mean, they just were
My
better.
guy, Evan Ferguson. It's a fucking legend, my guy. Oh my God, he was incredible. I've been
Yeah.
calling this guy's name. Evan Ferguson makes me happy beyond happiness. I loved all the players. How about 5'0" 5'5" Billy Gilmore bossing your boys, Tonali and Guimaraes, just controlling the midfield. Tiny, getting knocked over, passes around the corner. Always someone had the ball, always running to show for the ball. Where was that from Newcastle? They were sort of jogging to the next player. Gilmore was like, give it to me. I'm ready. Let's do this. I got a ball around the corner. I know where my next pass is going to go.
And what I felt with Newcastle was that they were just running a step behind the whole time. Like they were playing in altitude somewhere.
Well. Yeah,
and
nobody played well. Not one player can come out of that game saying that they played well.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, Guimaraes is tough to have him in the middle because he's not a defender.
Nope.
And so you have to pick your poison. I know things, because people think that just because it worked to a certain extent last season, all of a sudden everything you have to do the same thing. Look, you had the best defense. To me, you have to pick your poison. You're going to have the best defense and be in a counterattack type club. Then you need to do that, and you need to start with your number 5, 6, whatever you want to call it. He can't be Bruno Guimaraes. You know what I mean? It has to be either.
But the problem is it is.
Well, and I guess this is talk for last. And I guess this is talk of, we should talk about this last week. This week is too late. It is what it is. You got what you got, and so I think Tonali would be better there in the middle part. Defending. He didn't start the game.
I think they kind of want to do the same thing as the problem. Tonali and Guimaraes are very overlapping skills. They're both kind
Well,
of deep lying,
and I think
not quite
Guimaraes is.
defensive. They'll come for the
Well,
ball.
I think
Kind of the same.
Tonali is more defensive than Guimaraes. I think Guimaraes is very.
Okay, then play him in the 6.
I think he's very. Just he makes certain mistakes that just shouldn't happen. I guess, or he's not in the game maybe at times. I don't. And, I don't know if, but in this, but you got. I mean, the lineup.
Whatever the case is. Remember, after week 1, I was like, "Oh, does Newcastle have the best midfield in the league?" I was wrong, clearly. Right. How are you getting completely?
Well, now it's not
by Gilmore and Pascual Gross. How does that happen? Pascual Gross is 35 years old. Like, he can't run, and he was just drifting past dudes. The other thing is, like, Hal got out coached. Like, this is what De Zerbi does. They would, like, between João Pedro and Ferguson, they kept on dropping deep, and they'd split the defense over and over again. Newcastle would try and press, and boom, there was someone behind them, and he was turning and going. And they were just like, fuck, what do we do? They didn't. And then when they dropped off, boom, Matoma, a long ball into the corner on the wing, or Solly March. It's really, really tough to play Brighton. And I don't, the defense of Newcastle is you played Liverpool that you should have won. You played a tough away to City. No one's going to win that game. And this Brighton and Hove Albion game, what you just got.
I don't even think that's an excuse. I don't even think that's an excuse because it's not that.
The performances are bad. That's
when you look at the games in particular, you left the game against Liverpool way too early. That shouldn't happen. That's not about getting outplayed. In Manchester City, you didn't even think you could win it or could go. You might as well not even show up because that's the mentality that was happening. Aston Villa was perfect, and then in this match against Brighton, it just looked like they were tired. It looked like they were playing in altitude in Bolivia somewhere. Well,
I mean, it is a 350-mile trip from Newcastle to the South Coast. So 350 miles in the U.S. is like a Sunday drive.
Exactly. I just went to Nashville, Tennessee, and it was way more than that for 4 hours. So.